Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. This is episode 77 of Let the Women Tell It series. And, I guess this is like my public service for that silent majority of women who don't want to come out and be personally targeted by the feminists and the liberal women who are, for unfettered rights of Margaret Sanger's eugenics program, who are like Kamala Harris, who would like to see parents lose control of their adolescent children to gender transition, to the mass psychosis of the immigration problem, trying to replace minorities, all of these things. So just to keep it short, there's a couple of things from Riley Gaines, who's an advocate for Title IX, and it's amazing how many women are willing to give up Title IX, and that has done so much in the last 50 years, 52 years for women in sports and college. Much of the athletes and much of the women in prominent positions today is because of Title IX. And Harris wants to rewrite it so a man with a dress can put his eggplant in a woman's face in a locker room, take all her records, take her, uh, uh, replace her in college scholarships, all that stuff. I mean, it's like I don't understand where women are coming from. And of course, what recently happened with Mark Cuban saying no conservative women have intelligence. I don't know how they get away with this, except that the propaganda machine and the media allows them to say any and everything without reprisal. So, without further ado, for me, we're gonna let the women tell it, and so stay tuned.
Unpack this really quick. Just in the past week alone, Trump supporters have been called Nazis by virtually every media outlet. We have been called garbage by the sitting United States president. And now Mark Cuban has come out and said there is no such thing as a strong, intelligent female supporter of Donald Trump because they don't exist. Respectfully, Mark Cuban, you would not know a strong, intelligent female if she slapped you across the face, which you're such a beta, you might actually kind of like that. So if you are a healthcare provider, if you are a school teacher, if you are a US military member and you are a woman and a Trump supporter, then to Mark Cuban, you are stupid and weak. If this woman right here, Tulsi Gabbard, a lieutenant colonel in the US Army, if this is not a strong, intelligent woman, then what is? Actually, I already know Mark Cuban's answer. This is who Mark Cuban believes to be a strong, intelligent woman. Although we really shouldn't be too surprised that a comment like this would come out of Mark Cuban's mouth, considering that he says border czar Harris has done a good job at the southern border, which maybe we just have different ideas of what constitutes as a good job. But to me, the illegal entrance of 13,000 murderers, 16,000 rapists, and the 320,000 missing children certainly doesn't fit the bill. It doesn't seem like continually disparaging more than half the country less than a week before election day is an effective strategy to get your candidate elected. But what do I know?
Let me stop it there. I'm gonna advance it. So we're gonna hear stage Steele. Steele try to bring it home from her own perspective, and she used to be a very prominent ESPN announcer, and because of her conservative views, she got fired, and she won a lawsuit, by the way. So here goes.
Women. That's the quote, Mark Cuban. I gotta say, I have known you and respected you and loved you for a really long time and have watched every single one of the comments you've made over the last several months. And I don't agree with them, but I respect them. And what you just said there is disrespectful and it crosses the line. How about Tulsi Gabbard? Let me ask you about Tulsi, your friend Tulsi, right? At the end of the day, if she had not left the Democratic Party, I bet that you would think that she's strong and intelligent, but because she crossed the line, she's not. Maybe more importantly, how about personally? We know each other. You and I sat next to each other. Remember at the IU basketball game when Bob Knight came back 4.5 years ago? Me and my daughter for a couple of hours, and you sat and you talked to, forget about me, how about my young daughter, who I think is intelligent, who looked up to you? How about your own daughters? What if someday they decide to think differently than you with their politics? Are they not strong and unintelligent? What is that? You talk about not being divisive, and look at what you're doing. Shocking, because I thought I knew who you were in your heart and your core. I know you're a damn good businessman, and this is just stupid. I don't get it, Mark. Not okay.
All right, so let me end it there. So you see a couple of women out of their own mouths saying, what are you guys doing? We're 4 days away from the election. You know what? It's still up in the air, says the propaganda media. I think it could be a blowout, but even if it's not, we all still have to live together. That's what it is. It's just unfortunate that people on the left uh, are just so violent in their responses to people who want to be conservative, who want to bring some Christian values back, who would rather see eugenics program put to an end, who would rather men be men and women be women, and not have Title IX destroyed by ultra liberalism. Don't want uh, taxes on unrealized gains and price fixing. That's a communist Marxist approach to the economy. So there's so many reasons not to vote for Kamala Harris. Our pain, marriage, politics, and sports. Over and out.